Food for thought. Make your own luck. Make it. When your gut tells you to do something, do that. When your gut tells you not to do something, do not do that. Listen to your intuition. Listen to what the outside, the universe is trying to tell you and guide you to do. I don't know how you see or how you feel about intuition, your gut feeling, but I think it has led me never astray. And the times that I was led astray, I definitely did not do what my gut was telling me to do. And I think that is so easy to look away from what your intuition is telling you because you're scared to do it. Because you are too afraid to put yourself out there and to go for it. And I think that's just where practice comes in, and practicing doing scary things every single day. Because, I don't know, I think things are starting to align. Because, like, literally, I usually go and, like, volunteer at this place, like, weekly. And I just do it because I'm like, I have nothing else to do. And it's an hour out of my day. And it's very chill. There's, like, no high standards. You get to meet a lot of new people. You get to talk to different people. Like, not probe them, but try to get to know them and learn their experiences, because all of them range from retirement age to literally like a second grader. Today, a second grader was counting items, and she was so cute. She was like, she left and then she was back and she was like screaming, "I'm back!" And like, I just thought it was cute to be around different people of different ages. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, I literally went to the place that I volunteer, and then I went to this little cafe place that I like to go to, and I was like, I like to go from point A to point B, not point A to point C, back to point B. So like, I brought my school bag so I could do some school stuff. And like, when I went to the place to volunteer. And so I finished up volunteering there, and I went to the cafe, and I sat there, and this guy I see like frequently, I was like, I assumed he was the business owner. And I promise I'm getting to a point of like, make your own luck. I promise. And so I get to the cafe. I'm like, I sit inside for a little, and I'm like, it's just too much of a nice day. I'm going to go outside. Like, my gut and my intuition was like, let's just go sit outside. It is super nice outside. And so then I walked outside and like sat and like found a table. Just me. And I was like, okay, chill, perfect. And so then I started doing like my research that I can just do on my computer. And I see this gentleman, and he's like in his like 70s, and he's like working and taking out the trash and picking up the small things. And so I'm like, I've seen this guy before. I assume he's the business establishment person, like the owner of it. And so he goes by back and forth, and I'm like, something's telling me to talk to him and ask him about his inspiration for opening this place, right? And so I didn't think of that at first because I saw him cleaning. I was like, whatever, not thinking much. And then his wife is with him too, I assumed, and it was. And they were talking about the business, and I'm like, oh, this is my sign to ask him about his business. And so I was like, the next time he comes around, I'm going to talk to him. And so he's like dealing with the trash, and then he comes back out, and I'm like, sir, excuse me, sir. And he was like, hi. And I'm like, are you the business owner of this? And he's like, yes. And then I was like, what inspired you or helped you entrust in yourself that you could run this place? And it was probably the most informational, or I should say, one of the most informational 30 minutes of my life. He told me what inspired him to make this business, this cafe. That he literally told me that he's also running his own separate business that's in a completely different other field. And he said that he went down to Florida and went there, and he was downtown, and he went to this cafe. So he really wasn't very familiar with Airbnbs, but he stayed at an Airbnb above a cafe, or like a coffee shop cafe. Like, that's the type of cafe I'm referring to. And so he stayed up there, and then every morning he got breakfast done at the cafe. And he was like, man, wow, like this experience, you know? And he brought it back here. He literally made an entire cafe, a living quarter, another one, and then another one. He has 3 living quarters and a cafe. And he literally was open and honest to me about having to rebuild his business 2 times. 2 times. One time from a fire, and then another time there was like some damage or something. And then like I told him that like my interest, and he was like, I'm gonna have you talk to my wife, send me your resume, and I'll hook you up. I cannot make this up. I literally cannot make this up. Because how in the world did I have enough confidence to talk to this man that I've never spoken to before to say, excuse me, sir, how were you inspired to build this cafe? And that answer, my answer literally going back and trying to reconnect what has happened within inside of me and the progress, is through micro habits. I know I've spoken about this 1,000 times, but I literally was such an introvert in January and in December. And it's literally only April. Barely even 3 or 4 months later. 90 to 120 days. And during that time, I literally started saying good morning to people. How are you? Have a good day. And then slowly, I built enough courage to ask people questions about themselves. How was your day? What are your plans for tomorrow? What are you working on tonight? What are your weekend plans? How has your week been? Small conversational pieces. I didn't randomly go up to somebody on the street and be like, hey, how are you? Let me be your friend. I didn't do that. I didn't have enough courage to do that. But I had enough courage to say good morning. I had enough courage to ask them, how are you? Or how are they? And when I was leaving, I had enough courage to say, have a good day. Even if, like literally, even if I didn't get a response to their, hey, how are you? Good morning. I still did it. I literally still did it. Or if they didn't say, you too, or have a good day as well, I'm out of nothing. I did not lose anything but gain the experience of doing that. And I attribute that to wanting to change. These small pieces all fall and make a bigger piece. I never would have seen this whole thing come about. I would have never seen how significant my life would change after opening up to people, trying to talk to people, trying to make connections with people, trying to even ask them how they are doing. Because hindsight is 2020 and the current view is not 2020. I don't know what that saying technically is, but I know that hindsight is 2020 and that I did not see in the moment, why am I doing this? I honestly don't even know what the purpose of all of this, of sending in this resume is. Maybe it's just experience to have an interview. Maybe it's experience to conversate with another person that could be my employee. Maybe this is literally the next stepping stone of where I should be. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. That's just how life is. We don't know the small skills that we are learning that are building us to our future. We cannot build luck without building ourselves. I think it's very important to understand the difference between skill and luck. Because genuinely, you can be the most talented, gifted person in the world. You can be the most hardworking person in the world. But if luck is not there, then you sometimes are out of luck. Sometimes you need to be in the right place at the right time with the right person. And that is luck and that is fate, that is genuinely out of your control. But it's never wrong to be prepared. Because when that moment strikes, you're going to take it. You're going to take it. And you're going to have it, and it's going to be yours. It's going to be yours. And that's the thing that separates you between the person that is talented and gifted and able to do everything and anything in between, and then the person who has luck. Because you have those skills and you have that luck. But you have to make that luck and be prepared. You cannot have one or the other. Because one without the other sometimes can make you and help you get to that place. 50-50 shot, 25-75 shot. It's a probability. A low one, but you have it. But once you put those two pieces together, skill, talent, determination, ambition, drive, hard work, every single characteristic that gets you to where you should be, in combination with luck, being at the right place at the right time, knowing the right person and how they can connect you to other people, being at the right place at the right time, in combination with those skills, will get you to where you should be and will get you to where your next dream will form. Just prepare and know that you will be fine. And know that luck will strike at the right time. All you have to do is prepare. Food for thought.